Hello, beautiful Taurus. Welcome to your reading. If you're new here, this is Divine Light, and I'm so happy you joined me today. We're going to start by pulling some symbols first. This is going to be your reading about money, career, success, and all the good material stuff. And if you haven't already, don't forget to give this one a thumbs up. Go ahead, hit subscribe. It's a free way to be here. Hit the bell so you never miss a video. We have a Phoenix. Be prepared to be renewed after a period of crisis. So some of you might be going through the crisis right now, and it seems like there's good stuff coming forward. Or maybe you have been through it so far. Maybe you didn't see any movement happening. It seems like the Phoenix is a rebirth energy, but I want to add that too, because this is next 4 weeks. You might be also stepping into this kind of a moment as well. I feel like this crisis is going to actually push you to do some things usually you do something outside of your comfort zone. Maybe reach out to someone you don't usually talk to, or it can be like coming up with really creative solutions. Okay, we have judgment here. Soul searching will bring inner peace to many areas of your life, including money and career success here. So the rebirth actually going to come with it. It's like a package deal. When you're going through a crisis, we tend to question why this is happening to me. Instead of asking the questions like you are the victim, start asking questions like you are the creator of the circumstances. Okay, you can ask, what did I do to create this, attract this into my life? Or how can I get out of this? What's the best version of me would do to get out of this situation? Because let me tell you, there are millions of versions of each and every one of us. They say it's like a galaxy's dimensions and different galaxies that we keep, just timelines and whatever. They make it complicated. It's the simplest thing to ask is, what's the different version of me would do here? Okay, because what's the more confident version of me, more trusting version of me, more flowy, like the one that flows with the energy and time and what comes her way, his way, do at this moment, and that will help you just come up with a solution here. That can feel like a Phoenix moment that you're burning the past, but I feel this is actually about choosing a timeline, choosing a version of yourself that is really coming with a solution here. Chariot, charge ahead with confidence, stay strong and focused. So it is also important to stay focused, because there might be also distractions. Another thing here, the chaos moment can be a distraction for you. If you tend to run away from your feelings and facing what's coming, it's time to just stay in the moment, guys. Okay. And unicorn we have the fifth horse already is wish fulfillment, success, hope, freedom, healing, and magic are all available to you if you just believe it. It's basically like you choosing a version of you, like I said, that believes it's possible. Okay, let's see what's inside of your cup here. I see a pear already. Pear can be symbolizing I feel like it's a pleasure fruit. I don't know why it just came to me that way, like apple, pear. We usually think of them in the same category. Apple is a pleasure as well, and I feel like pear may be the second thing you want, but this is in your heart space, so I feel like maybe there's a replacement you're doing right now. You want something, a certain outcome, but you're choosing the second best thing. In some cases, it can be whatever is available to you, and being grateful with that can be the solution, can be also something that can give you the courage to go for the first best thing as first thing too that you desire. So it's instead of maybe seeing things in a way that, okay, this is not what I want, but I need to just, go with it. Just go with it for the moment, maybe especially the second week. I see like the shoulders of a person showing up here. Maybe this is like a person or an option of a job. The thing is, it's going to follow. The better options are going to keep follow if you keep choosing the things to feel good, okay? First week, we see here there are two contracts showing up. There's a pathway in between. This can be even text messages or emails that you're going to actually go in between, guys, okay? The pathway, one of the pathways, actually, it has like a wall at the end of it, but it's a bright path that you're going to travel, and I see an animal or a person's face that kind of reminds me of a little bit of turtle. So I feel like here, this can be something, maybe a person of a turtle, like a slow moving person. calling you on a journey. At the end of the pathway, there's a wall. Maybe it's not going to continue forever, but it can be something, a good of experience for you. Okay. I see there like, I feel maybe email, text messages. You're talking to this person, you're writing them. There's back and forth, and they're calling you over. Instead of avoiding it, maybe just going on to this journey is going to actually help you find there's a little tiny road here towards the end of the first week, like a tiny small solution. So I feel like the wall is showing here to tell you that do not go onto this path with expectations, okay? That the things are going to turn out the way you want to be, or that if you have like a plans about this path, maybe don't make any plans about it, okay? Because it seems like here it's not going to lead much to a place, but it is going to give you an idea. Maybe there's like a thin road, slim option that you don't usually consider much, is going to become much more available or much more feasible for you. But the thing is, if you don't go to this journey, if you don't take that path or interview, whatever this is, maybe on vacation, can be a vacation too. Maybe you think that, oh, the inspiration is going to come through this and this is going to make me actually thrive. Maybe it's just going to show you, okay, maybe that's not what I want to do. There's something I want to really do. It might have a slim chance, but it can also thrive beautifully. And it seems like here it is thriving. I see two people forming, like maybe even merging together. It can be forming a partnership. That the slim chance you think might actually lead you towards a big partnership, which is immediately forming, by the way. Maybe there's a person that you can click real quickly. And this is actually leading you towards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different pathways, 5 different options it's bringing. The second and the third pathway, I see a bowl standing here. This kind of looks like a conversation also happening there as well. The thing is, so, if you think, I feel like Taurus, you like to take action towards things that are guaranteed, okay? You don't like to be spontaneous because as an earth sign, this is intended for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs of Taurus. So you can have it any of your chart placement, and it can be affecting your decision making. But this time, it seems like here, the spontaneous act is actually going to lead you to a solid choice, okay? You're going to make a solid choice. You're going to say, you know what? This is something that I always wanted, but now I come to realize, for example, maybe this can explain the pear here too. Maybe you want the apple all the time, but now you decided maybe I should go with a pear. When you go with a pear, the pear is going to open up different doors for you. Maybe it's going to change your mind about some things, or it can, I told you, it can be your stepping stone to get to the apple. Okay, because it seems like so far away, it's going to get closer to you. The second week we have here, if you don't consider this as pathway, I see two people looking at each other's face, and you are the third one. You're the bull here. This can be like a teamwork, 3 of Pentacles. Teamwork makes a dream work. It can be a celebration of successful moment, an accomplishment. Something good is actually going to start happening there. And then the contract coming forward, maybe the things are going to take some time to be written down, put on paper within the third week. And I see also here a horse hanging upside down. Horse hanging upside down is kind of like a hangman moment. But the thing is, if you don't know the story of the hangman, he speaks his own truth and they hang him upside down. And then he has an epiphany. He has an understanding. He sees things in a different perspective and realizes maybe what he's insisting on is not really the way to go to the solution. Okay, so that makes sense when it comes to your energy, Taurus, because you tend to be really stubborn. Comment down below if you are or if you're not, because the thing is, sometimes you choose that stubbornness as a personality trait, and but sometimes maybe you're stubborn on the wrong thing, okay? So the horse is a good thing. It's a wish fulfillment. And it seems like when you're insistent on the horse, it can be coming in a longer period of time that you're anticipating. Or you can see it this way. Hangman changes mind. So when you change your mind, it's going to be easier to obtain this desire. Changing your mind doesn't have to be changing what you desire. It can be about changing your mind about how to obtain it, or where you're gonna get it, or how it's gonna play out. If you have like a scenario in your mind, maybe that needs to change. I see here, this is the bird. I forgot the name of the bird. It just, makes a hole with its beak on the trunk of the tree and creates a space for himself. And also we have here a sad seal next to the bird, okay? The bird can be, when you change your perspective, you're going to find a way to carve your own space for yourself. Okay, this can be a new home, a new job. Like, you're going to create something for your own self here. The seal next to you can be someone, maybe a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, or a Scorpio, that was dependent on you being maybe stuck, hanging, or not moving, not having your power. They're not going to be happy about it, okay? This can be a person feeding off of your energy. So even though you don't really do anything for them, your existence might be actually like giving them some sort of a support. It seems like this person is not going to be happy if you are actually carving your own space for yourself, or maybe leaving. But the thing is, even though we think that they're helping us, they might be also draining your energy, okay? So because sometimes we think the people that are helping us can be enabling us without we realizing that. And when you leave their space and you be free, do your own thing, they might lose that supply of energy coming from you, okay? This is the third week towards the fourth week timeline. This can end up being a dramatic breakup, or maybe it doesn't have to be a relationship, guys. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, but it can also be this person's falling apart basically right here, okay, and maybe creating a scene. But I see in your heart that you have like a big cloud here. There's a crescent moon. Maybe you have like a goal, a big goal, a legal accomplishment, or like sovereignty, basically something that will really bring freedom into your life. And this can be something like aligning with the hangman, and you become the bird here. When you start carving your own space, the crescent moon actually starts to become clear how you're going to be free, how you're going to actually lead yourself, and like be actually maybe even lead your life, your career. But that person's going to have a fallout, okay? Like they're gonna have nervous breakdown. That's the word that I'm looking for. And that can try to affect you. They can try to affect you. But the thing is, I feel that there's actually a pharaoh standing really strong here. You're going to move past that. You're not going to dwell on any other person's what they're going through. This doesn't mean not being a support to them. It means that being support to yourself first, okay? Another thing I see here, kind of like a deer actually shows up. Deer comes to me as innocence. Also maybe a little sacrifice that you need to make, or maybe you need to sacrifice your innocence. That's another thing that you should pay attention. Maybe because you're seeing certain things through the eyes of really innocent deer-like doe eyes. And that can be the thing that is maybe holding you back and blocking your progress. So you need to sacrifice that doe eyes, and you need to look at things with maybe a wolf eye, with clarity, with purpose, with intention. And that is going to, like, I see someone here bowing in front of you, that you're wearing a hat, you have a chunk of money maybe on top of your head, and you're elevated here. You're not down on the bottom. And it seems like here, that's going to like maybe even bring the forces that you desire to work with to your footstep. Okay, this is looking very good here. Let's dive into your soul star now. If you have a specific question, a desire, and intention, hold it in your mind. I saw the crescent moon again. This is accomplishment, guys. This is turning into a big fish here that you're going to be catching. Kind of looks like a little shark to me. Your desire has some time. I see a woman's face here, and her mind, like her brain, is actually like coming out right there, out of their head. So you might be working with someone else's mind or someone else's direction. And you need to remove their mind from their personality. Maybe there are parts that they are actually right and their direction is correct. But if you have emotional connection to what they're saying, good or bad, If you have a negative connection, you might not listen to what they're saying. If you have a good connection, you might just worship what they're saying, which is also really bad. Okay, so discernment is going to be the key. This, you see the fish only left now, the bones. So this is a fish coming forward. I said maybe a shark, but it doesn't have to be a shark. I don't know, maybe a tuna fish. It's a big fish that can be carved out. What happens is when this fish comes in, it can be a financial support, money, resources, abundance, some sort of a big fish within the first week, especially showing up your first 2 weeks. You're carving it all out immediately, meaning put it to use immediately, or saving it, or it's not like you're not wasting any part of this. Okay, it can be an opportunity. Maybe someone is offering you something. It's about putting the boots on, just running right like to the meeting and meeting this person right away without wasting any time. It can be maybe a chunk of money coming in, just putting it into something valuable without wasting any time. Valuable. This is not a financial advice, guys. I don't believe in the value in all those digital stuff. I don't think they exist, but whatever it is value for you, and maybe if you can get someone knowledgeable who knows about money, maybe dealing with them and just getting some advice from them can be the key here too. But you're stripping this fish right away. You're not leaving it laying and rotting there, okay? Another thing I see here, there's like a vehicle showing up. Tears of joy. Your desire is like building up. This is not something for the short term, guys. This is something building up, growing, and it's going to be long lasting in your life. The fourth week, there's a tears of joy coming forward, the good news. And I see within the third week, there's a vehicle actually traveling towards you. This vehicle kind of reminds me of those trains that above ground trains that they have this like a cable holding them. This is like a cable train, maybe cable car. It's moving towards this like a horse head I see here. The cable car can be something, maybe a project that you're working on. Maybe if you're working anything electronic, it can be an idea for you. Another thing here, I think it's just in some rare places you can observe that in all around the world. I think there's one in San Francisco. I'm not sure. In Europe, they have it, and Germany has a lot of trains. Another thing I feel, it kind of reminded me of the Frida. I don't know if you ever heard of Frida Kahlo. She was a good, amazing artist, painter. And she has been through this kind of like an accident with this kind of a train car. So maybe something in her story, if you haven't already, she has a beautiful movie. Salma Hayek actually has a beautiful movie. Maybe there is some lessons in there, because those kind of movies, I feel if it's showing up, that I have to watch it. And there's sometimes some lessons in there, okay? And in her movie, I remember resilience was the key, that she never gave up. She never gave up on her art, her being who she is, even though she's been judged and pushed out, and maybe even like, I don't think she's been present, but like she's been questioned about like being a criminal as well. But the thing is, it's about you being stubborn with that. And I see here a man with long horns with a mustache showing up. Letter S is present. This came in their first name or the last name, but the S is actually away from them. The person here, long horns, can symbolize a Capricorn energy. So maybe this is someone, a Capricorn, with also very resilient and goal-oriented nature showing up when you keep riding the train, even if the train seems it's not really very convenient to you. Okay, I feel like that's gonna evolve as well. You're gonna start to evolve that part of it, your story too. Let's see what tarot has to say. Let's go week by week, but then we can do the general too. King of Wands can be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The first week you might be meeting with someone who has a lot of fire, passion, a lot of like creative ideas. The most important part of this person is really confident, okay? You can really catch their vibe. You can copy the energy of this person. You might be meeting them face to face. Or another thing here, if you interpret this as your energy, you are probably like going on and taking a leap of faith to something you trust that can work. Okay, something you know maybe that can work, and that's your first stepping stone of just making your dreams come true. When you do something that works and it can actually evolve into something that you're learning and you're working on, okay? But the thing is, it's all about being confident. Like the Phoenix here, the fire, King of Wands is a fire energy. What's more important here too is being passionate about what you're following, okay? Because if you're not passionate, if you don't believe in it, how are you going to convince others that this is worth their time to watch, to buy, to use if you have a product, or if you're giving a service? Like, how is that going to benefit them if you don't have any passion for it? How else anybody else will have passion for it? Okay, we have King of Pentacles. This is your energy, guys. So it seems like second week is about establishing this thing, and this can be again Capricorn King. I saw in your cup, on your soul star, this can be someone who's coming with a lot of resources. The important part of King of Pentacles is this person has a lot of resources. This person doesn't really need anyone else, and but they might have the nature of a little bit hoarding, okay? Saving too much, calculating too much, and enjoying having too much, a little too more than doing good with it, or enjoying it even. Like, instead of just maybe enjoying the fruits of his hard labor, all these grapes around him, he might have a little bit of greed here. But this is not a bad thing. We don't have to interpret this as a negative thing. This can also be you are actually like establishing yourself through the passion in a good way, that you're gonna have time to enjoy the things, okay? But it can create stagnancy if you're too comfortable. So be aware of that, too much of a comfort here, okay? That's why the Judgment is coming here. I feel like soul searching will bring inner peace to many areas of your life. So if you're feeling too comfortable, then you can get stagnant. So when you're having like this kind of like maybe going into the negative side of comfort, you need to start questioning, okay, what else you can do here. The Sun is the third week. There's an optimistic and positive thing coming forward. That's why I said the question is going to be important, and the Strength wants to show up during that week as well. So it seems like strength is all the strength, all the power that you have, you're utilizing very good, in a good way. Sun is positive outcome. Everything is turning out in the best possible way, okay? So I feel like here we're going to get some clarifiers too, but the things are going to be working out very good in the sense of within the third week especially, but it's not really flowing in a way. I feel like strength is using your strengths here to see that. It doesn't have to be any action. It can be mentally feeling strong that everything is working out. And finally, we have Nine of Pentacles. This is also a great card because it seems like you're achieving real good success in your endeavors, or maybe even seeing the signs that, okay, this is going to work out perfectly. Nine of Pentacles is like, you see that she's inside of her garden or her wine. And there's a castle in the background, so she's good. She's established for life, and she's gonna enjoy that forever, and maybe even enjoying solitude a little too. Okay, not really sharing it with anyone, just enjoying it, indulging into that wealth, that amazing stuff that is coming in your life by yourself. Then you can share it with others. We don't have a Three of Cups here. King of Wands, Queen of Pentacles wants to show herself. So it seems like you might be the Queen of Pentacles here. You might be the feminine energy and coming up with the resources, and let that king take charge and do what is necessary to be done. But it can be also both at the same time. Like I said, you come up with the resources and you go apply it, and that will bring you immediate results. Okay, the second week, you're seeing immediate success. Love to see that. Queen of Swords again. This is very good aligned energy. We have like masculine here, and then we had feminine this side, but now we have the feminine and masculine all aligning. Queen of Swords is someone who's acting with logic. Like I said, like doing an investment that is logical, and she's clear. You can see the crystal clarity on her sky. So she's really clear about what she desires, and she's also protected and guided by angels. The butterfly symbolizes that she is also having a metamorphosis. She's not stagnant. And if you had this kind of like a stagnancy with the King of Pentacles energy. You can always go to a Queen of Swords, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Maybe they can give you a logical aspect, or they can show you like what to do to move forward, okay, if you feel stagnant. Another thing with the Queen of Swords, because it's a Queen's energy, the wind is blowing, and she has belief too. She's not only like full of logic and atheist or not non-believer. She has her praying beads, so she believes in the unseen powers in the wind. She knows that those can also affect the outcome. So whenever you feel like I'm stuck, you can go to those like unseen powers and ask for their help too. Wow, we have the Hierophant with the Sun here. The Hierophant is your energy, so this can be you becoming an authority through optimism, positive thinking, you becoming an authority, you're being chosen, or it can be an authority figure actually showing up to help you, which is either way, it's good. So I feel like here, Hierophant is your authority, like actually being, wow, tested here. Another thing with the Devil card with the Strength. So the Devil card is the temptations. That's why Strengths want to show up. And you're going to be so strong in a very good position. Even the temptations show up, you're not going to care about it. Your strength, you're really strong and really powerful. You're the authority. It's not going to be able to pull you away from your purpose, okay? We have Nine of Pentacles coming with a High Priestess. The Judgment Day on the bottom of it, the shadow side of it. So the good days are coming. You're going to be able to enjoy what's coming your way. But don't give up the intuitive knowing, inner knowing, guidance, divine guidance that you're feeling. High Priestess is a knowledgeable woman. She's holding the Torah. She has the crescent moon. She has book knowledge. She has intuitive knowledge. Her instincts are guiding her because there was a judgment day or there's a judgment day. Okay. And she can navigate through it. Even if you're in the comfort, even if you're manifesting a lot of comfort, I told you, maybe like stripping that fish right away and putting into like collecting all the wine and turning grapes and turning them into wine, grape jam, grape jelly, whatever it is, the investment. Maybe you shouldn't wait till they get actually old and shriveled. So that's why the judgment day is going to come for everyone, not for you. And but you're going to be affected by it. But if you're prepared and ready and you use your knowledge to actually like prepare for that day, you're going to be fine. Okay. Let's see your Oracle Rainbow. Never seen this card, guys. I've been using this deck for the last 2 years, and this is the first time it's just coming. Connect to spirit and nature. Rainbow is our good sign. It means that the spirit also like following and watching you. This is the number one. Connect to spirit and nature is because you're an earth sign. I feel like it's calling you right now to touch the earth and just connect to the spirit, or maybe just touch the wind. I told you that she's touching the wind here. Maybe it's time to just connect with those energies out there. Another one we have watermelon. Have fun with your inner child. Inner child speaks to us all the time through little pleasures, guys. The inner child doesn't know what a luxurious car or an expensive handbag is. Your inner child knows a watermelon, a slice of watermelon, maybe a very fancy schmancy ice cream, okay? Or going to the park, smelling the air, or playing with, like watching the birds and playing with the dogs or cats or whatever is that is right there for you. It's calling you to get in touch with it, because what happens when you make your inner child really happy, you see the red color, bright color that you're wearing here as a Hierophant too. It actually brings that inner authority and inner guidance towards the desire, the shortcut, okay? We have here Auburn, ground yourself, again coming with the nature. I was thinking maybe touching the water, but this is telling you don't even touch the water. Just go ahead and touch the ground. It can be like touching a tree, or like maybe stepping on the dirt, going to the beach and walking barefoot on the beach. This can be with careful ways, guys. It is going to ground you, and it's going to connect you with more the earthly things. We have the lemon here. Excess innovative thinking. This is actually creative thinking. And like I said, Taurus, as an earth sign, you can be a little bit stubborn with what you know, but this is basically giving you the sign to we have 1, 11, 23, and 3. Go with like 3 is partnership, 2 is partnership, okay? Maybe go ask someone their opinion. Be open to the new ideas this timeline, and that's going to be like helpful with your development, okay? We're going to pull now a sigil for you. This is going to be your final message, and you can take a screenshot to use that. Let's see, we have Tree of Life. Again, tree and tree, and grounding is important here for you. And true wisdom and making good choices in life. You can take a screenshot of this and maybe use it during this next 4 weeks during your journey, okay? Right, beautiful. That's all for today. Hope you enjoy your reading. If you do, I'm going to add some more videos right here for you to enjoy. I wish you all a magical day. Bye. Hit the subscribe and join the family.